Tab here again with Real Michigan Anglers, and I'm doing another unboxing from some ice fishing reels from Piscifun. Pretty excited about these ones. These are some really cool reels, and we're gonna drop those boxes and then open them up. So this is the ICX Carbon. Comes in this nice plush bag. We've got the components listing in the box, and here it is. So this is a left-hand retrieve. I was holding it upside down. That's what it looks like when you're holding on to it. And your trigger here allows your bail to free spool. So with this type of ice reel, all you have to do is pull the trigger, your line is going to start to drop, your lure is going to drop down, and that's free spinning until you stop it, and then your drag is engaged. This is the drag here, and this is just a knob that holds the whole thing together, I believe. And we have a separate bit here. This is the secondary drag. Okay, so the last component of this is your magnetic drag. So like a bait caster, this has a magnetic drag. Turning it this way is going to increase the drag, turning it this way is going to decrease the drag. So that's going to affect how fast your bail spins when it's free. So here's the least amount of brake, and then crank the brake up. And do the same thing. You can see now it wants to stop pretty quick. So that should prevent overspooling and bird's nests and line twist issues just by adjusting that brake and finding your sweet spot. So basically, when adjusting one of these, your goal is, if you click the drag, your lure should just drop at a steady rate. It shouldn't just plummet to the floor, and it shouldn't go real slow down. It should just kind of like so. And that's generally about where you want to set it. And you'll want more brake for a heavier lure and less brake for a lighter lure. But these things are a lot more forgiving than what people typically think. It's not really rocket science to get that dialed in. So this seems pretty nice. Let's check out some of those specs on the box here. We have 8 ball bearings, 3 to 2 to 1 gear ratio, and 21.7 inches of retrieve per turn. So you're almost 30 inches every time you do that, which is pretty cool. That's bringing it in pretty quick. This wouldn't be a hard one to get a super fast retrieve on. 11 pounds max drag and 5.8 ounces. So it's kind of big and bulky compared to some other ice reels, the more traditional style. But it's really not bad, and the way the weight sets, it really wants to sit like this, which is, in my opinion, nice for an ice reel, because when you're on your reel, it just wants to sit like that. So maybe you don't have an ice holding rod or an ice rod holder, then this kind of does the job for you. You're gonna know if something hits that, it's gonna move it. So I kind of like that for ice fishing, especially on the go when you are drilling a lot of holes and covering ground, and you just want to set something down in a hole while you go drill another hole real quick and see if anything happens while you're drilling that. You know, convenient design for that kind of thing. These come in left or right hand retrieve. You have to specify ahead of time because you can't change this after the fact. So that's the ICX Carbon, and 120 yard capacity at 4 pound mono. So more than the small Piscifun reel I looked at in the last video. Let's check out the ICX Frost. So we got the Carbon, we got the Frost. Our specs: 7 ball bearing, 7-to-1. This one was 8-to-1. 2 to 7-to-1 retrieve ratio, as opposed to the 3 to 2-to-1 of the other reel, which gives us a slightly more retrieve per spin. This one's saying 18 inches instead of 21 inches, and this one actually appears to be a slightly larger spool, but a totally different design. You can see the whole spool's on the reeling side as opposed to the opposite side with this model. I like the feel of this, the Frost. It's kind of more of a carbon feel or something. So basically the same design, but everything's on the opposite. We've still got our drag here with our reel. Tightens the drag, loosens the drag. This is just the piece that holds it together if you need to take it apart to clean it or something. And then this is our magnetic brake, minimum, maximum. Again, that just controls how much free spin we have. Less brake, that's more brake going that way. If I loosen that up, then it should free spin real easy. There it goes. So this one feels real nice in the hand. I like it. Let's see how that trigger feels on the rod. Again, this design, you kind of set it up like that. When you're holding it, the weight is balanced in a good spot actually, to where that's not going to feel heavy at all. And it's not heavy, it's ounces. 6.6 on this one, 5.8 on the other. And the trigger, this is going to be like a middle finger trigger kind of thing, because you can't really pull the trigger down with your other finger in the way there. I think the other one had a little more trigger clearance, so let's compare that. Because really, there are a couple different models from Piscifun, and they're all just subtly different. Now, if we look at them, we can kind of see. This one goes this way. See, the trigger is more up here. So let's see how that feels on there. Yeah. This is going to be more of a middle finger trigger kind of situation too. I like that actually. First I thought maybe not, but no, I like that. The way that's designed, there's room for your whole finger to just kind of come down. And how far do we actually have to go to get it to work? There it's not working, there it's not working, there it's working. So it doesn't have to go the full range of motion down to function. Let's check that on this one too. Same with this one, you only have to get about halfway down, but halfway down my finger still blocks that. So that's a second finger kind of trigger on this rod anyway. So pretty cool design, very similar to a bait caster, but it's almost like if you combined the concept of a center pin and a bait caster. It's kind of almost similar to a fly reel in a way, but really cool design. Should be easy to get the bait down quick and easy with the drop of a trigger. I think that's pretty neat. And I'm gonna get these spooled up and check them out further. And maybe I'll do an update on these as well as the other Piscifun ice fishing reel I recently received. So thanks for watching. I hope that helps you out if you're kind of comparing and trying to decide which one you might like better. There's a price range difference on these as well. Let's see. So the ICX Carbon, that's this one here, sells for $89 on the Piscifun website. And the ICX Frost here sells for $49 on the Piscifun website. So we have a $50 model and a $90 model. I look forward to actually getting a chance to really do a good thorough comparison on the two of these, because they both seem really nice, and bang for your buck wise, I'm not sure which one really is better at this point. Pretty similar, couple potential pros and cons for each one. I'm looking forward to getting these spooled up and hopefully hooking into a decent fish with them. I'll keep you guys updated if we end up with some decent ice and enough free time to take advantage of it. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more fishing review videos as well as all sorts of other fishing content. Catch you on the flip side.